Good morning. Today we're coming to you guys from a little water reservoir in Montana. Yesterday we drove for a bit. We ended up finding some cute hot springs we stayed at, and then found this place right nearby. So it's been great. It's been a nice quiet little spot. Lots of birds, ducks. Seems like some seagulls maybe. We're about to pack up, but just wanted to show you where we found ourselves for the night. Today we're going to be heading over to Glacier National Park, so hopefully that goes well. We should be there in about 5 hours. We just made it past Browning, Montana, and we're heading straight into the mountains towards Glacier National Park. We've tried to capture it for you guys. The views are really stunning. David just said it feels intimidating driving into the mountains because they're so big and vast. It's really wild. They kind of came out of nowhere too. We've been driving in the prairies and the grasslands for what feels like a couple days now, and all of a sudden this just came out of nowhere. We've definitely had some good weather today. It's been nice and sunny. It even got pretty warm into about the maybe 70.
Yeah.
So we've lucked out, although it's supposed to get pretty cold in the mountains tonight. I think the low is in the 40s, so we'll probably use the heater, maybe an extra blanket, but it'll feel nice. So we've made it just about to Glacier National Park. We had to turn around though because we came upon a little bison farm. It's right next to the road. They're super cute. We're getting closer to the mountains now, so that's good, but unfortunately it's getting a little bit later in the evening. The sun is already at about the top of the mountain, so hopefully we're going to find our camp spot fairly quickly. If not, we might be looking for one in the dark, which is obviously not ideal. So fingers crossed things work out a little better than they did a few nights ago. Good morning. So we weren't able to show you our camp spot last night because unfortunately our video recorder died on the way up here. It also was getting a little bit dark, but luckily we did make it in before dark and we found a really cool spot. It's been a nice night, pretty quiet, just a couple cars going past, but otherwise really great. It got pretty cold up here last night. I'd say it was in the 40s. We had to put an extra blanket on, but we stayed toasty. Turned on our heater for a little bit. And of course the kitties were little heaters as well.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong?
Alright, we've left the campsite. We're heading back down. I guess this is a mountain.
Yeah, it's definitely a mountain.
Heading back down the mountain. It's a little bit bumpy, but it was well worth the pretty views we had last night and this morning. So we're heading into the park today. We're not quite sure what we're going to do. We're really winging it these days, just with about everything. So hopefully we find some cool trails and some good sights, but it doesn't seem like there's anything bad to look at around here, so I'm sure we'll find something worthwhile. Doing truck stuff, Dee.
Yeah, doing truck stuff big time. This truck its whole life has only done truck stuff.
We made it down. Now we're actually going across a dam to get back across this little lake over towards the park. It's pretty cool views. Check it out. Oof.
Those are awful speed bumps.
Some rough speed bumps. So we made it into the park. Unfortunately, we've had a hard time finding a parking space. Since our rig is so long, we're actually not allowed to go all the way up on the road we were hoping to do. It's a pretty scenic drive.
Yeah, the limit for the road was actually 21 feet. We're about 25 feet long, so we had to turn around.
There's a parking lot that we could park in, but unfortunately it's full, so I don't know, maybe we'll try going back there in a little bit and see if we can find a way to park. But for now, we at least found a nice little scenic spot to look at the water. Turn you around so you can see it. All right, good news. We found a parking spot. Finally. So we are hiking a little trail with the kitties, giving them some outdoors time. At this point on this trail, it says no dogs on leashes. The kitties are in a backpack, so we thought hopefully that's okay.
Yeah, on the sign it's definitely a picture of a dog on a leash. So I feel like we're good with the cats in the backpacks. That is not on the picture, so we should be all right. We'll see though.
Yes, time will tell. But anyhow, getting them a little bit outside time before we go and see some other sights without them. Shortly after this, we realized that we had forgotten to offload the SD card. Rookie mistake, huh? Because of this, we weren't able to show you the hike quite like we wanted to. Hopefully you'll still catch a glimpse of how beautiful it was, though.
So we've been walking for about 15 minutes now. It's been all uphill, a lot of stairs. But we definitely got some good views to take a look at while we're climbing. We're only planning on going about a mile and a quarter, so shouldn't be too much longer. Apparently there's a pretty good overlook there. So we'll let you know how it goes.
The sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go. I'll take you to a place we can see it all. Step off the edge, I can break your fall. Your will is my law.
I wonder if that's Hidden Lake.
I'll go where you go. When you fall down, I'll get you back up again. The things you try are things that you won't regret. We are kings of the world, and tonight is our playground. We are kings of the world.
unfortunately our SD card was full, so we weren't able to do as much documenting in the moment as we would have liked to. But yesterday we spent most of the day in West Glacier. We weren't able to drive all the way up to Logan's Pass in the truck and camper because unfortunately we were a little bit too long and too wide also.
No, I think just too long. I think they had a 21-foot length restriction going up to Logan's Pass just because the turns are so tight, and there's actually like a rock face overhang that kind of limits your height clearance as well. So it definitely wasn't something we wanted to drive the truck camper up.
No, but luckily the park has shuttles, so it took us quite a while to find a parking space. The parking is pretty limited, and it was a Sunday, so there were still, a lot of crowds. But anyways, we eventually found a spot after we let the kiddies out. We made our way over to the shuttle and took the shuttle up to Logan's Pass, which really, it probably took about, I don't know, like 30 minutes on that shuttle.
Yeah, definitely.
It was pretty, it was a lot longer than we thought it was going to be, that's for sure. But it was really beautiful views. I mean, sweeping mountain views, so scenic. But we made it up to Logan's Pass, and then we did a hike up there a little bit higher.
Hidden Lake Trail.
Yeah, so we went to Hidden Lake Trail, which, as you could imagine, goes up to a hidden lake. We didn't go the full way. We just went to the overlook where you could see the lake. It was another couple miles total of a hike to actually make it to the lake, but we made it in the evening, so there wasn't much time left before the shuttle would be finished for the day, so we just did a shorter hike, but it was still really great, and I think we were both still out of breath on the way up. It was mostly up mountain to get to the hidden lake views, and then on the way down it was a lot easier. And then when we were on our way back down from Logan's Pass in the shuttle, we actually saw a black bear. It was right off of the road. Poor thing, it looked really scared, but it was super cute. Today we're heading up towards East Glacier and then to St. Mary's. Surprisingly, even though we're weaving our way next to the mountains on this little 2-lane highway, it's still 70 miles per hour as the speed limit. It's really wild.
Yeah, and all the locals are definitely pretty used to going that fast. I've actually had to pull off several times just to let the cars go around me because I'm going too slow. But I'm definitely not trying to take these turns that I don't know very fast though, so.
Yeah, but even though it's a little dicey at times, there are surely beautiful views. It's been really stunning. So we'll see what we get into the rest of the day. We'll bring you guys along and keep you updated as we go. We're still headed to St. Mary's, but we've run into some road building, as David is calling it.
Yeah, this is not just normal road maintenance. They have like the whole road tour out here. We're like driving on dirt. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're definitely deep into it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, but we'll continue on. Okay, so we've made it to St. Mary, and we've even secured a camp spot by 3:30.
That's got to be a new record.
That's for sure a record. So apparently, because of our vehicle length, we can only go about 6 miles on this road, so hopefully we'll run into some trails. We're not quite sure how far up the road they are, but there's definitely some good views.
Yeah, and that's St. Mary's Lake over to the left. Looks like some nice blue water. It's windy out today though. You can see the waves white capping just a little bit.
Yeah, there looks like there's a big rain cloud behind us. We're hoping it's not coming our direction, but time will tell. Sadly, we weren't allowed to drive far enough to get to the mountain trails, again because of our vehicle length. So we settled for a hike around St. Mary's Lake.
very dense.
Oh my gosh. Which way is the trail? I don't know about this sea.
Maybe that way. Alright, I feel like we've really lost the trail.
In case you couldn't tell, our hike wasn't going so well, and that rainstorm hit as soon as we turned back. The storm continued all night, so we spent the evening in the camper with the kitties. Good morning! So we just left Glacier National Park. We said our goodbyes, stopped at the sign, and took a picture, and we're heading up to the Canadian border now. We've got about 30 minutes to go and we should be there. It's a nice sunny morning. We weren't able to film too much last night because we ended up getting quite a bit of rain, and that stopped our hike a little early, and then we were in the camper for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, we actually had quite a bit of weather last night. Just before sundown, it started to hail a little bit. Luckily, it wasn't anything too big, just about pea size, so I don't see any dents on the truck of the hood, but you could definitely hear it on the roof of the camper. We think we've got everything in order for this border crossing. They've still got some COVID restrictions, but we were able to fill everything out on this website called ArriveCan, and since we've got our vaccines, we should be able to proceed without doing any testing. And then we've got the paperwork for the cats and our passports and all the paperwork on the vehicles, so fingers crossed everything goes smooth.
Fingers crossed. We'll leave you here for today, looking back at Glacier National Park. Did you know that the park has a sister park across the border in Canada? Be sure to tune in next time to see how our first border crossing goes.